everybody, welcome back to Skyway Classics YouTube channel. We're now going for a ride in our 1970 Chevy Monte Carlo. Of course, back in the day, these were a car of its kind. Of course, a lot of times people like the average brand of Chevelle, Novas, Camaros, Corvettes, but of course, a long-lost brand is the Chevy Monte Carlo. Going to the one we have here featuring a beautiful black cherry exterior. Some may disagree and say that it is a maroon or burgundy, but that is actually the appropriate code number 78 as seen on the trim tag. But of course, looking at the Monte Carlo, it is not just a little mid-sized coupe. It is not a big boat. It is actually a perfect-sized automobile for you, friends, or family. Looking on the exterior, you will also see that it does have white letter BF Goodrich tires, riding on some old school rallies with the stick out caps. But even so, back in the day, it wasn't really that crazy. All you had was a single mirror on the driver's side. A lot of times people will like to add a passenger mirror just to have an extra safety feature. But of course, looking at the exterior a little bit more, its body is in good shape. Its black vinyl top makes it stick out. In fact, some people may even say that it looks like a more grandma style vehicle, but I kind of like it because it's different. Every single vehicle you see is dull colored black, gray, dark blue. Even a lot of classic cars are just plain old red. But of course, this is the kind of way that a vehicle was meant to be put together, which does lead us to the inside, featuring a 4-speed Muncie manual. As you can see, it has the appropriate style shifter with the wood grain Hurst 4-speed shifter. Of course, even looking into a little bit more, you can see that the whole dash is wood grain along with the steering wheel. Fun fact about the Monte Carlo dash is the fact that it does have the 3 gauges just as the Chevelle, but the way to tell the difference is it always had a gas gauge on the left, even had the gauges as needle gauges. These ones are all light gauges. But even so, looking at it, everything works, including the clock. A lot of times when these cars are put back together, they don't even work. They're just there for design. But as you move across the dash, you will see that it does have the AM, FM Delco radio, even the AC vents, as well as the Tilcom for the steering wheel. Very nice options you can get with the 1970 Monte Carlo. Despite the fact that it has the black interior, it definitely stands out as a ride of its own. Even the back seat, you will see that it is in perfect condition. Headliner is fine. You even have the GM shoulder belts. And of course, if you look in the back seat, that is not just another picture, but in fact is the build sheet for this vehicle, which does lead us to the engine bay, featuring a big 454 big block motor. Very cool setup, of course. You can see that it's controlled by a fan end shroud, appropriate style valve covers. You have stock manifolds, even forgetting the most important part, that this is a 138 VIN, which means that it is a true super sport with the big block. And in fact, it is a manual. It is a true gift from God. Even so, looking at this is a full frame automobile. Underneath, you got front and rear sway bars. You have power brakes. You have power steering. You even have a 12-volt rear end, so you know that this thing will fly. But of course, just going into it right now, you can see how good it rides. I don't even have my hand on the wheel. This is one of a kind car that you can have for yourself, as long as the other little documents that we have here for the vehicle, of course. But as for now, though, we are just going to get it turned around and up on the lift. So if you have a moment, please stay tuned with us to see the underneath.